Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Mayor Julie Moore-Wolf from the city of Decatur, so appreciate you being here. 2026 has not gotten off to the best start. We have had too many shootings. We have had lives lost, and one life lost is obviously too many. Joining Police Chief Brad Allen and me here today are a number of our organizations from this community that work tirelessly every day to try and make our community better for everyone. We have representatives from many of our organizations that work in the neighborhoods, and I call Devon Joyner the broker of peace in our community. We have educational institutions that are here. We've got organizations that are trying to help people in our community find not just jobs, but careers. And there's an opportunity for entrepreneurs at the incubator in downstate Decatur, or downstate Illinois. The people who are not here today are probably the ones that we need the most, and that's friends and family. And I say friends and family because a 19-year-old kid doesn't just wake up one day and decide to go buy a gun and start shooting people, okay? This starts at a much, much younger age. So I'm calling on parents to do your job, okay? You need to know what your kids are doing. You need to know who they're running with, and then if they're running with the wrong kids, stop them. If they have already gotten their hands on weapons, find out and take them away. You need to do your job. You need to go to those parent-teacher conferences. Find out how your kids are doing in school and what you need to do to help them do better. And the people in this room will help you do that. We've got members of the faith community here. Are you taking your kids to church? Maybe you should, because they need to learn the value of life. It's important. And when it comes to friends, most of the people who go out and decide they're going to get even with somebody, or they're going to find a rival, or they've been disrespected on social media, they don't just go out and do it. They tell somebody. Sometimes they have somebody ride along. Well, that friend, if he's a real friend, is going to stop them and tell somebody else. Because you know what? You don't just lose the life of the person who gets shot. The person who is the shooter will go to prison, and their life is gone too. I have met with moms of victims over the years, of shooting victims, and that's not a good meeting. It's not a fun meeting. I don't want to have any more. But their kids' lives are over. And we've got to do something. We've got to do more. But this is up to family members. It is up to parents. It is up to friends. So I urge you to do something about this. Everybody in this room is doing their part. It's time for you to do yours. I'd like to introduce Police Chief Brad Allen at this point.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, and thank you, everyone, for being here. As the mayor mentioned, over the last several months, the city of Decatur has experienced concerning incidents of gun violence, particularly towards the end of 2025. And tragically, that trend has continued into the first days of this year with 2 homicides. Any loss of life is unacceptable. I want to be clear from the outset that we take every incident seriously, and we understand the concern and the fear that this has created in our community. At the same time, I do think it's important to provide some context. In 2025, our total reported NIBRS Class A crime stats were at a 3-year low. With respect to our shootings in 2025, we ended with 92 incidents. In 2021, that number was 179. So over the last 5 years, we have shown a year-to-year reduction in shootings, almost by 50%, ending last year. That is significant, and it reflects the sustained work being done not only by the Decatur Police Department, but by our community partners to address and reduce violence. But what we're currently dealing with is a concentrated spike in violence. It's driven largely by known individuals and groups, not random acts against the public. That distinction matters to me, not to excuse the violence, but to explain how we are responding to it. The Decatur Police Department has made shootings and violent crime a top priority. Every incident receives immediate and sustained attention. Our investigations unit is working tirelessly on every case, following every lead, while at the same time our patrol officers continue to respond with professionalism, urgency, and commitment. I cannot say enough about the dedication of our officers who are dealing with this work day in and day out. In 2025 alone, our officers seized 312 illegal firearms from our streets. Each one of those guns represents a potential act of violence that never occurred. It reflects the proactive enforcement, the strong investigative work, and the officers' commitments to reducing harm before it happens. And it has a direct impact on the reduced shooting numbers I just referenced. So in response to the recent violence, we are deploying additional personnel and resources, including increased use of our proactive patrol unit, working alongside our street crimes team. Because much of this violence involves known individuals and ongoing conflicts, our enforcement and intervention efforts are focused on where we can have the greatest impact. We are not doing this alone. We work closely with other law enforcement partners when additional resources are needed, and we maintain A lot of the violence that we're talking about today is being committed by kids as young as 13 and 14 years old, up into their late teens, early 20s. So we need to get on that side and get intervention early. That's one of the reasons we're partnering with the school districts so closely with our SRO program. And we're also looking to bring back the DARE program into the 26 with a different spin now. It's not just about drugs, it's about decision-making and right choices. So we're hoping to use a lot of these programs to get to get an early intervention. So, well, I appreciate everybody's time in light of the group that's here today and their busy schedules. I'm going to go ahead and call this, but if you have any questions for any of the community members that are around, I encourage you to approach one and have some conversations. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Chief, can I have you stay there for a second? Mayor?
Oh, do I?
I need my picture. The one person, job here. All right.